one of the most important things that comes to mind that I would say it's really critical is to be agile. If your organization, again, like I said, whether small or big, if it's agile and flexible, you're going to be able to create a platform and allow your team to be able to innovate and be creative in the challenging world.
Welcome back to Creativity is in Business. Excited today to have my good friend Hetal, who is an entrepreneur, an advocate, and a speaker, and most importantly, just an amazing human being. As somebody who's had this amazing company, Rangam Consulting, for 25 years, one thing that immediately hit me was like, one, this is not the first crisis you've had to deal. What do I do?
So I think what's important for every organization to know is, why do they do what they do? If once you understand what your purpose is, some of the most critical factor that comes to play for an organization and team member is to have clear communications. Creating a platform where people can feel that they can bring their true self, authentic self to work fearlessly, and having to set expectations, clear expectations and goals. Those are the true important factors in this area, right? And I would say one of the most important factor of all of those is providing your team with the tools and mechanism which they can truly collaborate and stay engaged in order to be agile.
Yeah. So what has helped your team to stay agile? I assume yourself as well. Is this home? You guys had to work remotely as well?
Yes, we do. In our US office, we have about 25 people, but 200 people across the world and across the nation total. And I would say it's been really challenging because, like I said, oftentimes you always feel like, well, there's essential workers and there's non-essential workers, and some people can definitely work from home. And then there's a group of people we feel like we need to be able to stay together. We need to be in one environment. We need to be able to collaborate quickly. Well, let me tell you, our team is fabulous in such a way that 2 weeks ago, when we started thinking about what was happening with the coronavirus, right? All right, we really need to start, first of all, think about how do we keep our team safe. So overnight, we created a platform called Water Cooler, where everyone, regardless of, and we set guidelines and policies and procedures. Not everybody was comfortable, but one of the things we shared was that everyone should come online at 9 a.m. and turn their video on and say hi to one another and have a cup of coffee or, chat a little bit before we start our day. It was incredible to see how the energy and the spirit of our team was evolving throughout the day. The entire week went by, and I think I was thinking to myself over the weekend, when I had to go out quickly to pick up some critical things before we had our curfew, I said, oh my gosh, I didn't realize or have an effect to see how bad it is really out there, or what's going on out there, because we were so engaged and we were so focused on what we were doing and being so collaborative and working together. We didn't feel like we were not in the office. So that was a beautiful, beautiful thing.
That's amazing. Yeah, I mean, in a way, what you're reminding everyone right now, and all of us, is that connecting with one another and building that trust, it's more about the consistency in every small step instead of needing to do something big. Right? It's one thing for you to be, let's do this, but how do you translate the energy? Because now, especially at times like this, we all need to do this together. How do you do that?
So I would say that at Rangam, our culture has always been where we have a lot of discussions, a lot of conversations, and I call this an organized chaos. Okay.
Organized chaos. I like that. How does that work?
Where we cultivate and we foster a healthy debate in a well-controlled manner, right? It's important where everybody can throw out ideas and everybody can brainstorm fearlessly again and feel valued, because and understand how we can solve it together, right? Because what's important is what you think that you might be going through, there might be others in the organizations going through the same thing.
Wow. I'm taking notes here because, right, I think we underestimate everything that you basically said. It's really, I think, pushing us back to the basics. What are the things we can do to build trust? What are the things that we can do to ensure somebody feels valued? And I love your recognition that it's going to be different for every person. It's going to be different in every team. And sounds like, leaders right now, you're going to have to be more agile in that thinking to know that there's really no one way in how we approach this. Thank you so much for joining us today. This was so invaluable. I want to be able to share a quote into perspective that I hope would help others feel empowered. So one, it takes 2 flints to make a fire, by Louisa May Alcott. And then the second one that I was reflecting upon is, remember, teamwork begins by building trust. And the only way to do that is to overcome our need for invulnerability, which is by Patrick Lecioni.
Thank you, Monica, for having me on your show. This was amazing and incredible experience. Thank you.
Thank you.
Wanted to show you my little mug that says, "A woman solves life's greatest mysteries." Hi, Monica.
Oh, we're